the reaction and the outrage that's coming from Steeler fans over Cam Heyward, man. I mean, the biggest comments that stand out to me that are the most ridiculous is the people that are saying Cam Heyward is greedy. That's the number one comment that stands out to me as the most asinine, most just it just shows how honestly shitty the Steelers fan base is. I'm just gonna keep it 100, bro. To sit there and call Cam Hayward greedy after the man took a team friendly deal last year, is getting paid way out of his pay range. He's like the 36th highest paid interior defensive lineman in the entire NFL. All right, and that's ridiculous. Cam Hayward should be getting paid more money than what he's getting paid. He took a team friendly deal last year, and to say he's greedy when he won the Walter Payton Man of the Year and took a team friendly deal, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, I can't believe like this is the complete and total outrage that's coming down from Steeler fans about Cam. You didn't get that at all. Like, I honor your contract. You're greedy. Oh, you're being a disruptor of the team. Oh, we're all in this year. You should be better than this, Cam Hayward. You should lead by example. Where was all the outrage with TJ Watt? Basically, Steeler fans, they just said, oh, give him an open checkbook. He deserves $40 million because Myles Garrett's getting paid $40 million. Well, what about the 36 interior defensive linemen that aren't better than Cam Hayward that's getting paid more than Cam Hayward? What about that? Why don't we give an open checkbook to Cam Hayward? And it's not like he would be getting paid 40 million like TJ. I'm thinking maybe like 19, 20, 21. That's like in a range where Cam deserves to be getting paid. He was getting paid that like 2, 3 years ago before he restructured his deal and took less to play last year. Why didn't TJ take less to play this year? Where's the outrage for that? I don't understand. TJ's not in his prime anymore, too. That's another big one that's coming out on Cam. Yeah, he's old. He's 36, but he's still playing at a high level. So at the end of the day, his age really is irrelevant when he's still playing at a high level. One of the highest rated defenders in the entire league last year. So he should be wanting to get paid as a premier player because he is a premier player. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is the second all time sack leader in Steelers history. He will be in Canton. Is the captain of the defense, the leader of that locker room, honestly. It has been for the longest time and is finally at the late stages of his career to where he's finally says he wants to be valued. And it's kind of sad that there's so much hate in the media. No, I won't even say it's the media. It's mostly the fans. The dudes on 93.7 The Fan are even backing up Cam Hayward. Mark Madden, of course, is trying to make him into a villain. But other than that, a lot of the media people were backing Cam in this situation because the man's a Walter Payton Man of the Year. The man is everything you ask for and want for in a football player. Is a face of your organization, is a face of your franchise, your culture, your community, everything. Cam Hayward embodies everything there is, and that is the being a Pittsburgh Steeler, man. And if the Pittsburgh Steelers do not give Cam the money he deserves, I'm going to be freaking pissed off because they're not going to cut him. Some fans even said in my comments today on my page, cut him. Cut Cam Hayward. That's absolutely ridiculous to me if you want to cut Cam Hayward. That's insane to me. Cam Hayward, to me, I said it in the offseason before TJ got paid. To me, Cam Hayward is more valuable to the Steelers defense than TJ Watt. Cam Hayward gets double teamed more than TJ Watt. Look it up. Pro PFF, Pro Focus. Who has a higher double team rate? Cam Hayward or TJ Watt? Cam Hayward all day, every day. That's his job in the trenches, doing the things that don't come up in the stat sheets. And, things that get taken for granted, like he posted on his Instagram. If you take things for granted, you might end up losing it. So, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Cam Hayward deserves a raise from what he's getting paid this year. Are we saying make him the highest paid player in the NFL like TJ Watt? No. but he deserves to be paid. And like some fans, like, oh, they even come at me and say I have no credibility because I quote unquote bash Ben or I quote unquote bash TJ. I never bashed TJ. I said he's past his prime. We're going to be paying him $40 million for what he used to do, not for what he's going to do. Okay, and you know, we have all the leverage in the terms of this contract negotiation with TJ Watt. It's not the Steelers front office problem that they overpaid Myles Garrett, okay? All I said was exercise that franchise tag. If he didn't want to take $35 million per year, I don't think that's too much to ask for TJ Watt to $35 million a year, play for a little bit of less. Like everybody's expecting Cam Heyward to do right now. That's what I was expecting TJ Watt to do. Like everybody's expecting Cam Heyward to honor his contract. That's what I was expecting TJ Watt to do, to honor his contract. Like everybody's saying we're all in this year. It's time to give a little bit back and actually compete for a future, for a Super Bowl so we can bring in more talent on this team and on this roster to actually have a real legitimate shot at obtaining that seventh Lombardi. I thought TJ Watt could have took a little bit less, $35 million, and it would have been fair for both sides. That's not bashing TJ. And me saying Ben was washed up the last 3 years of his career is not bashing him. That's just the facts. That doesn't take away the fact that he's a Hall of Famer. That doesn't take away the fact that he's going to be in the Steelers Hall of Honor. But the facts are the facts. He held the Steelers hostage the last 3 years of his career. He got hurt 1 year after he got that big contract, and then the last two he just weren't the same. He wasn't the same. And they didn't have an offensive line in front of him. He didn't have the mobility, and he couldn't do the things that 28-year-old Ben Roethlisberger could do, like throw 300-pound defensive linemen off his back, roll out, and throw for six. It's just he was 38 years old. Father Time's undefeated. And in the case of Cam, as Father Time undefeated, I can see why you don't want to go out there and give Cam Heyward a ton of money. But the man produced. The man has been a staple. He is the pedigree of on and off the fucking field. I don't care what anybody says. And he deserves to be compensated as one of the highest interior defensive linemen as he is. And I'm not even thinking he wants to be the highest paid defensive lineman in the league, but I think he feels he should be a lot more than average, because he is a lot more than average. He is a future first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's still playing at that level. The guy has never lacked consistency. The guy has done it his entire career, giving you 8-9 sacks a season, and just absolutely dominant in the trenches and setting the edges for the Alex Highsmiths, for the Bud Duprees, for the TJ Watts, for the James Harrisons, to let them get those pretty boy stats to which they're getting paid for, when in the reality they're not doing much other than running free at the quarterback every single time, while Cam's in there stunting on the defensive line, putting his body on the line week in, week out, year in, year out, and he wants to be valued. And you know what? I'm standing. Cam Heyward's been one of my favorite players. I think he still is the captain of the defense. I think he commands the locker room. I think the locker room respects him. I think everybody in the locker room looks at him as a leader, and I don't think there's one person batting an eye in that locker room or upset with Cam right now, wanting to get his, because he deserved his. He deserves his. He's earned his. And I'm frankly completely upset with Steelers fans and the way they are just bashing this man who's done everything right since he's been with this organization and has given back not only to his community, he's given back to the organization. And the way they're trying to label Cam, the fans, and want to put Cam down now because he wants to be fairly compensated is absolutely despicable on all Steeler fans. All Steeler fans. I can't stand Steeler fans sometimes, and in this instant, it's making me sick. Some of these comments that people are coming up here like he's some scrub, like he's not the second all-time leading sack leader in this great franchise's history, like he hasn't been nothing but just no trouble, no nothing. Just Cam Heyward, the guy to get you 8-9 sacks every single year, and makes the Pro Bowl almost every single year and is an all pro, I don't know what, 6, 7 times of his 13-year career. So basically pretty much his whole entire career he's been playing at the premier top level. And he deserves to be getting paid more than an average defensive lineman's salary. And that's a fact. And I'll stand on that hill. And I'll die on that hill, bro. I will die on that hill, bro. I will die on it. Because those are the facts. If you're going to shell out $40 million to TJ, you can shell out the money to Cam. But I had to get this rant up here. And honestly, this is either going to end two ways, in my opinion. Steelers are going to pay Cam, or they're going to trade Cam. They're not going to cut Cam. Definitely not going to cut Cam. They could, but I don't see it happening. They want to get something back in return for Cam Heyward, and they want his presence on defense. They need his presence on defense. They need his leadership in the locker room, and I think they're going to come to some terms, some type of agreement here. I really do. I think he knows it. His agent probably knows it, and the deal's going to get done, 100%. Or they trade him. Because, like I said before, I don't think, if I'm Cam Heyward, I'm not going to hold in last year, take less, and then come into this year and hold in again and not come away with more money. Like Cam is, and he even said it, and I mean, that's the what do you call it? The title picture of this video, his quote from Adam Schefter, basically reporting that, and I seen it come straight from his mouth in his interview, that he's willing to miss games. He's ready to hold out, and if they don't pay him, that's probably what it's going to come to, or they're going to try to trade him. And I don't want to, I don't want to see that happening, but I can see the Steelers doing it. I think they should pay him. He deserves it. And, I went on my tirade on why I think Cam Heyward should be paid. But I could see him trading him. They drafted Harmon. They drafted Black. They got a lot of depth on the defensive line. If they can get some offensive talent for Cam Heyward, if they can get another receiver for Cam Heyward, if they can get some more draft picks for Cam Heyward, they might be willing to move on from him. Sadly, they might very well move on from him. And I don't want to see that. But I think this is honestly where we're at. This hold in is going to turn into a holdout if he doesn't get his way. And I really don't know if the Steelers are about to give him his way. So we'll see how this all plays out. But I even said it when the news first came out, this might get ugly. The way things are going so far, first few days, I mean, he seems like he's ready to stand his ground. He could be bluffing. I don't know. Is he trying to force a trade? I doubt it. And I do know he deserves to be compensated more than he's being compensated. So, yeah, I had to get another rant up about Cam Heyward. I had to. I wanted to try it from YouTube directly, see how it worked. Didn't work out too good. But, yeah, I think I got a good rant up. Did what I wanted to do, said what I had to say. So, yeah. This Cam Heyward stuff is going to get interesting. And it's going to keep getting interesting until they can settle this. come to some sort of agreement. But like I said, I think this is gonna get ugly, and it's gonna keep getting ugly.